Okay, so welcome today. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position. So use your pillows, use your blankets to get super comfortable here. And especially if sciaticus is happening, being able just to rock right and left to kind of massage out any twings or twangs, if that's a word, I'm gonna go with it today, is good. It's so often like, your yoga practice is the time you carve out to just focus on connecting with body, breath, and in this case also baby. But, turning it on is not necessarily like a light switch, so we'll just take a little moment here to kind of slow it down and start breathing more fluidly, more consciously. And maybe we'll start taking some circles here. If you want to close your eyes, if that feels comfortable, to just circle your body around, figure out where you are at today. There's no wrong answers, right? Wherever you are, that's where you're supposed to be. And go ahead and reverse that circle in the opposite direction. And let it feel good for you, right? Intuition, that's what it means to kind of just know what you need in this moment. And intuition's like it's like a muscle. You have to practice it, and you have to practice trusting yourself. So let's slow this circle down and come to a nice, just comfortable seated position. And we'll take our shoulders up and down just a few times, nothing big. And that kind of leads me today to our theme, which is the third eye, right? The great third eye. So let's lean over one side, just take a gentle side bend, rainbow arm yourself up here. And the third eye is really a lot about intuition. Exhale, coming back down, taking our opposite arm up. And just taking a few breaths here. And let's try one more time on each side. Just sometimes when we repeat something, we can get a little more out of it. And returning to the opposite side. Nice. All right, so with our arms, we'll inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Start to take those big, deep breaths. Exhale, lower. This time when you inhale up, rotate to one direction, your choice, and just open those arms and take your nice first open twist here. And to move with your breath, you just get a little longer on those inhales, and then twist a little deeper on the exhales. And it's not about, approaching an edge or getting such a deep twist. It's just about creating some space. So with your next inhale, come back to center and raise those arms up. And then exhale, open to the opposite side. And again, work with your breath to find more space, to find more room, to get a little taller, to feel more open. And then coming back to center, raising the arms up one more time. And exhale, just gently release. And then if you just want to take your hands slightly behind you, fingers pointing towards you, you can come up on the fingertips, get a slight back bend here. Sometimes it feels nice to bend the elbows, but your choice just for your back bend for today. Or your initial one at least, just a nice gentle opening. And then walk the hands back up and round the spine, curve, look down towards the floor. Then open the heart and look up. Inhale here, and then exhale to round. So you make it yours. Connect with the breath. When you inhale, you open, you expand, you maybe smile, and when you exhale, round. Inhale to open, and exhale to round. One last round here when you're ready. Coming to a nice neutral position with that spine. So here's your choice. You can take your feet out if this feels good for your, back and thighs, or you can keep your feet together and just put the soles of your feet together. So your choice if you want to expand or you want to keep them more of closer to the body. But we're going to do some of the similar things we've just did. So we're going to round here, but by putting our legs in a slightly different position, it may feel a little different, maybe better, maybe not, but this is where you get to tap into that intuition and choose which position you want to be in for the next, 3-4 minutes. And reverse that circle. And you can truly make this as organic as you'd like. You don't have to get a perfect circle or oval. You can even make it more of a, whatever kind of weird shape your body wants to make, zigzag it even, right? Because the whole point of this is just being able to get some more motion in those hips and our thighs. All right, slow that down. And inhale and exhale, extend to the side. Inhale up, exhale, extend. One more time each side. Inhale up, and exhale, extend. And inhale up, and exhale, extend. And both arms come down. And then we inhale, we grow tall. Exhale, we rotate and place the arms back down. Full breath here. Exhale. And then inhale, bring the arms back tall. Exhale, rotate. Opposite side. Breath here. And then back to center. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, take those arms behind you with your fingertips. Just slight back bend here. And then walk the hands back up. If your feet are out, go ahead and bring them back together in a nice, easy sit position. Close your eyes for one moment and take your hand, one hand on baby, one hand on heart. And let's officially, open this time together. What you plan to get out of it. We try to hit a different theme every class, every time we're together. But ultimately, what I want you to take away from this is that you already have the answers. You know what you need, and my job here in leading this class is to help you remember that. So whatever it is that you want, the feeling you want to create, physically, mentally, soulfully, that's where we set it, right here, right now. Better health, greater connection, just the ability to sleep when I want to sleep and be awake when I want to be awake. A healthy baby, peace of mind. And whatever you choose, seal that with a big whole body breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Nice. All right, when you're ready, open those eyes and come to all fours. So if you want that pillow or blanket under the knees, sometimes it just feels better, especially like I'm on tile right now, so I know I like a little cushion on my knees. Well, once you get to all fours, go ahead, and if you have any low back pain, hug baby in and look up. And then exhale, round the spine and look towards baby. So move with your breath. When you inhale, look up, hugging baby to protect the lower back. And exhale, round. One more round here. Inhale to look up. And exhale, round. Beautiful. Coming back to all fours, really spreading the 10 fingers we have on the ground and pushing out, pushing away from the ground. Activate those shoulders. And we'll just start to extend one leg back behind us, keeping the toes on the ground at first. So we want this to be a super strong pose in the beginning, even if our foot's on the ground. And only when we feel super good, hips back, do we want to lift the leg. And to be honest, you don't have to lift the leg to get the benefit of this pose, which is strengthening the shoulders and the abs. But if you're with me and you want to go even deeper because you feel super strong today, lift that opposite arm like you're going to shake someone's hand. And take a deep breath here. And there's no, like, if you want to come out of it early or you want to put your arm back down, there's no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone. This is you listening to your body, not just to me. Big inhale. And exhale, release. Cat-cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Back to neutral. We'll take the opposite side. So again, start easy with yourself, meaning just extend that back leg and keep the toes on the ground. So you can feel a nice stretch on the back leg and push away from the ground so you can activate the shoulders. Hug baby in slightly. And then if this feels super good, super strong, lift that back leg. No competition, nowhere to go, all day to get there. And if you did on the other side and want to lift the opposite arm for a little spinal balance, go for it. And of course you're breathing, but breathing deep, now that's the gift, right? Breathing full, that we can do. Big inhale, and exhale, bring them back down. All right, so now with hands and knees on the ground, we're going to take some circles here. So take those hips back towards the heels and then round up towards the hands. And so back towards the heels and circle it up towards the hands. And just like we did when we were seated, you're in control of the shape that you're making. And if you notice, one hip's a little tighter than the other and you need to hang out there, or it just feels good, then do it. This is your time. So wherever you're at, switch directions so we make sure we create that balance. Nice. 2 more here. And coming back to center, we'll go ahead and take one more cat-cow. So hug baby in and look up. Round the spine and look down. Perfect. Back to neutral. And then pick up one foot and bring it up towards your hand. So we're just taking a nice open lunge with our knee on the ground. And we'll come up on our fingertips and we'll just lift the entire body here, okay? And we'll bend on that knee just to get a little more juice into that thigh, that psoas, that actually, if you can lengthen the psoas, and one of the best ways is, this is a good way, but if you lay on your bed and let your feet hang off, It just helps everything kind of, especially as you're coming near to actually having baby. By lengthening our psoas, we're helping things along. All right, so wherever you're at, inhale those arms high. Exhale, bend the elbows. Nice cactus arms here. Inhale high with the arms. Exhale, release by your side. We'll try that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, open. Nice. And now when we inhale our arms high, we're going to just lengthen the front leg, okay? Then take our hands to our hips and hinge at the hips with your toe completely, your foot flat on the ground. Just hinge at the hips. You've got plenty of space for a baby. We're not really trying to touch our toe. We're just getting a nice stretch all the way from our heel up the side of our leg. Cool. And then take those eyes and just look up, okay? So where we tend to gaze our eyes, it actually impacts our energy. So if you want to sleep and you want to get tired later, you know, you can look down. If you want to get more awake, you can look up. And if you want to get focused, you can look straight ahead of you. Since we're in just the beginning of class, I suggest looking up because we're not sleeping quite yet. Inhale, bring the whole body up and bring the knee back to meet the other one. So now you're just on both knees, feeling good here. Inhale the arms high. And now we're going to rotate and open our arms. Exhale. Inhale up. Rotate and open the arms. Exhale. Inhale up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Just check in real quick with that intention you said at the beginning. You know, the thing that you already have, but by focusing on it, it becomes reality. And then slowly coming back to all fours, bringing the arms back to the ground. One cat-cow here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Back to neutral. And then pick that opposite foot up and bring it closer to the hands. And walk those hands up the leg so you're now fully upright. And bend on that front knee, right? Waken that psoas. Get a little motion and stretch to that muscle. And the breath is still flowing. Still feeling good. And let's settle into whatever position feels the best here as we inhale our arms high. And exhale, bend our elbows. Inhale high with the hands. Exhale, open. One more time here. Inhale up with the arms. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale up. And exhale, open. Nice. Last time the hands float up. And this time they float back down and find our waist as our leg lengthens out, keeping the whole foot on the ground. We can pivot our hips towards that foot before starting just to hinge forward. And honestly, for some of us with super tight legs, just a little bit of a dip here, you're going to feel a nice stretch. But if you're feeling super flexible, right, and you want to go a little deeper, I invite you to listen to your body and do what you know to be best in this moment. And again, just like we talked about before with the eyes, since we're still in the beginning of class, take that gaze up, right? If you need to feel a little more centered, you can take it straight ahead of you. If you need to feel a little more awake, you can look up. But use your gaze to influence your energy. And when you're ready, come all the way up with that body, bend the knee, and take, so you're on both knees. And I'm gonna just change my view, there we go. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and down. So bring them up all the way towards the ears and roll them all the way down. Up towards the ears and roll them down. And one last time, and even take that neck to the right and to the left. Just make this what you want it. You don't have to follow me. Just do what your neck needs right now to feel a little more loose. And when you're ready, take that neck back up. Take your hands to your lower back. So right here where that lower back is. And then, sometimes I give the cue to hug baby in. But this cue, I'm going to say breathe into your lower back, right? So try to get the breath to go right there, which in some ways is hugging baby in, right? But this is protecting our lower back, especially as baby gets bigger. But try to keep that same, feedback where you're really breathing into your lower back. That's going to put your pelvis in alignment as we then raise our arms up to the sky and rotate and open. Exhale. Inhale, raise them up. And rotate and open. One more time each side. Inhale to extend. Exhale to rotate and open. Inhale to extend. And exhale to open. And one last time, extend, lift, raise as high as you can. And then exhale, float those arms down. And let's go ahead and stand up. So if you have your chair handy, you can bring the back of your chair so it's facing you. And we're going to actually do some downward dog, but with our chair. So you want to walk your feet behind you so you can get a nice extension here. This is also great. Sometimes we get little wrist problems, but this is going to help. So bend one knee and then the other. So work into those hips, but you're not putting all your weight on your hands. You're just using your hands to hold your body. So you don't fall completely forward. But bending one knee and then the other, and then try even bending both knees. See how that feels for that lower back as your hips point towards the sky, and then extend the legs. Bend the knees, and then extend. Bend, and extend. And then wherever you're at, just take your feet about mat distance apart, so wider than you normally would in a downward dog. And just like you did before, bend the knees, but this time maybe extend one and take a nice side stretch here. So it's more fluid than it is static as you just work into the hips, the back. And our head isn't below our heart like it is in downward dog, so we can stay a little bit longer to let that spine work out. And the last thing you can do is you could come up onto your toes in this position. You could just test how this feels, and then release the heels back down. So I'm giving you 3 different ways to feel differences in this pose, right? And what I want you to do here is choose which of the 3 ways, whether it was alternating bending one knee and then the other, or it was going side to side, or even coming up on your toes, or a combination of all 3. And for the next, 30 more seconds or so that we hold this, you choose the one that works for you, that you need, and you stick with it. And the truth is, what our bodies need, it changes. It changes between, what I need, what you need. It could be different. And what you need this minute is probably different than what you need half an hour from now. So really tapping into what you need right now, that's a skill that keeps giving. All right, one more full breath here. And then exhale, just gently walk the feet up towards the chair. Oh, that was a good one. We were there for a while. Take the shoulders up to the ears and just kind of shake it out, right? Woo-wee. All right, keeping this going, let's take our chair so it's pointed towards us this time. We're going to actually take a foot up to it, or something where we can get a little space, right? Either a couch or something, yeah. And just like we did on the floor where we were bending into that knee, go ahead and do that just to feel where you're at. And then what I'd like you to do is point the toes like perpendicular so your hips are more open here, right? We have open hips. Now, we have to, just like we do with our hands and all fours, we want to push away from the ground with the foot, you know, even the foot on the chair, and that'll probably activate some muscles that weren't working before that should, so that's a good thing. Inhale, ears, shoulders come to ears and come back down. Exhale. And now to make this more of a fluid motion, we're going to take our forearm down to our thigh and lift the arm up. Big inhale here. And then exhale, release this arm and take our opposite arm up. So now this is your flow. You can continue with your breath. Alternate one breath per movement as you inhale and exhale. And you not only give baby a little bit of a ride here, but you give yourself some space, right? And when we give our body space, oh my gosh, it really does amazing things for us, because this body is not a lemon. This body, I mean, shoot, it can grow a human. It's pretty amazing. All right, one last round here, so we'll all finish in a standing position, but you make the last round count. Ah, nice, perfect. And then we'll just pivot that back foot back towards the chair, so our hips are now pointing towards the chair. And just like we did before, we're going to extend that leg. But this time you can lift your foot if you want, right? So just feel, maybe you lift the toes and place them back down just to feel that stretch on that leg. Nothing crazy. And then if you have a wall or something that you can just hold on to, we're just going to switch out legs. So gracefully take one leg down and lift the other leg up. And bend on that front knee, right? Just opening that up. And when you're ready, open the hips up. So let me just switch my chair so I can see you guys. So we open the hips up, the toes now pointed towards the opposite direction. And we just let that open for a moment. We push away from the ground, right, with that foot really strong. And when you're ready, flow. So you inhale, extend, float that arm up. And when you exhale, reverse and take your opposite arm up. Inhale to extend. Exhale, release and come back. And again, make this your own. Do a few more rounds. Looking really strong, looking good. And just opening those side bodies. One more round here. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, release. Nice. Take both toes and point them towards the chair this time, so our hips are facing the chair. And then just let that leg extend. Maybe lift the toes up and place them back down. And just work, that's basically, we're working the whole back of the leg. We're getting a nice stretch here. Just a gentle opening. Nice. And when you're ready, just take that foot and place it down. Cool. Let's take our feet as wide, or actually wider than our mat. So we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold here, but with our chair. So we don't want to go too far. So when we first come down, we want to bend our knees so that we can get into it without tweaking our lower back. So if we find a chair or something we can put our hands on, even better, right? And now that we're lower, we can start to bend one knee and then the other. Similar to downward dog, but you're in a much wider stance. If it feels better to actually drop your forearms on the ground, on the chair, do so. And really let the head and neck release in this pose, right? We don't want to add tension there, we're releasing it. We don't do very many inversions in prenatal yoga, but this is one. Inversions are, super cool for your nervous system and resetting. But being able to be in a wide stance, it allows us to do it no matter what stage of pregnancy we're in. And by using a chair, even if you are flexible enough to touch the ground, like if you use a chair, you can sometimes work into different spaces. But if it feels better to come down all the way to the ground, go for it. Go for it. But wherever you're at, go ahead and come on those hands so that you can get a little more height here. So inhale, really get as long as back as you can. Take one of your hands and place it in the center of your chair, and then bring the other arm up towards the sky. So we're basically just doing a revolved wide angle. Yes, inhale. Exhale, release that arm, and then replace it with that other one, and take the opposite arm to the sky. Inhale. All right, this is your new flow, so take it side to side for a few breaths. And open up that body. And we'll just finish wherever you're at, finish your entire round. And we'll meet in the center and then just walk ourselves up. Nice. Heel toe those feet together. Shake it out. And if your chair's in the way, go ahead and move it out. And we'll come to the top of our mats. And we'll get in another standing flow. So start with just checking in with the base of your body, which are your feet, rocking up and back. We're already pretty warm. We've done a lot of openings, but just kind of settling into our first real standing mountain pose, right? We want to pick up all 10 toes and place them down. We want to settle in. We want to roll the shoulders up and back. And even if someone has like a string and is pulling you up, so you can get a little more length. All right, here we go. Bend the knees. Inhale, raise the arms to the sky. Exhale, rotate and open. Inhale, extend those arms back up and come to center. Exhale, rotate and open. Oh, that felt so good. Let's try it again, each side. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, open. And here we go. Inhale up. And then exhale. Find your knees. Bend the knees a little bit, or find your thighs, more likely. We're going to do a cat-cow here. So inhale, look up. Exhale, round. So our knees are slightly bent and we're just cat-cowing. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. And exhale, round all the way back up to standing. Take your right leg and take it behind you so you're in a nice lunge here. And I would keep your feet pretty open. There's no reason to be on a tight rope. But you will lift your back toe. That's going to allow you to get into that psoas we were touching on earlier. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, raise them high. Exhale, float them back down. One more time. Inhale, up. Keep those legs strong. You got this. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, back tall. And exhale, bring them back down. All right. Take that heel, place it down, and we're going to come to both legs are going to be straight. Hips are going to be open. And then we are going to swish the hip back towards the back leg first to get a little more space as we stretch out towards the front leg. And when we can no longer stretch out and get both sides open, that's really where your arm goes, your hand. Try not to put it on the knee, because if we put it on the knee, sometimes that's a weak spot. So if we keep it on the thigh or the calf, that's great. And last but not least, take that top arm and really open it towards the sky. So you're not caving forward, but you're really opening the chest. And if it helps to take the arm to the sky, go for it. If you want to keep it on your hip, no problem. But we're just getting a little opening, both on our side bodies and on our legs. Now, if you want to do a balancing posture, if there's a wall near you if you're a little bit nervous, or if it's in your practice, we're going to actually bend the front leg up and just lift the back leg, right? Oh, geez. And if you have a wall or something next to you, yeah, nice, Annie, nice adjustment. And then exhale, bring that leg back down and come all the way up. Beautiful. Face forward and give your hips a couple little rounds here, just to work out any kinks, and reverse. Nice. All right, let's take the opposite direction. So point the toe towards the other side. And again, you want to start with swishing the hips back, so your booty comes towards the back leg. Then inhale and exhale to really extend over, not trying to touch our foot, just trying to get a little length. Now let that arm, let it come to our thigh or our calf. And last but not least, that top arm, that shoulder should roll open. And during this whole thing, you know, our feet aren't lazy. They're still pushing away, right? That same sensation. We're not just letting our body kind of go into the pose. We're still strong, all from our feet up. If you tried the balancing on the other side, go ahead and try it on this side, right? Where you bend the front knee, maybe reach towards a wall, or if you got it in your practice to come towards the floor. Balancing is challenging, extra challenge in pregnancy, even from the first trimester with hormones, but especially as you get into the third trimester because of weight distribution. So you're not like, oh my gosh, is this harder? Yeah, of course it is. But by practicing it, you kind of feel where you're at for today, and that's okay. All right, coming back down and all the way up, and circle those hips, circle those hips. Perfect. Yeah, nice. All right, let's come back to the front of our mats. We'll inhale, arms come high. Exhale, open to the side. Inhale, extension. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Hands come to our thighs, knees are slightly bent. Inhale, look up. Exhale and around. Inhale, look up. Exhale, around. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, round all the way back up. And the last little standing series we'll do is we'll just take that foot back like we did, but this time our hips will be open and we'll just bend on that front knee. So you find your perfect distance, right? Great warrior. And then we'll take our arms, extend them out to our sides here. Inhale, we'll extend the front leg, lift our arms up. Exhale, bend back down. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. And last one, inhale up. Exhale, bend. Nice. Bend the forearm, come towards the knee. And this time, raise that arm up, that back arm, and let it go as far back as it can go. And when it can't, let it go ahead and drop and make a full circle in front of your face. So this is really getting into the shoulder girdle. And we'll just do a few, if you see a little cracking if you hear a little cracking, that's normal. We're just working into some of the areas we may not normally work in our normal practice. And just one more circle here. Nice. And then lift the body. Take the foot in closer. Heel toe our feet back together. And let's go ahead and try it on the other side. So come back to the front of our mat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, rotate and open. Inhale, extension. Exhale, rotate and open. Inhale, extend. Exhale, find those thighs, bend the knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. Fill those lungs. Exhale, round. One last time. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, round all the way up, standing. Nice. Let's take our opposite foot back this time. You can start to bend on that knee, right? We'll open those hips up, lengthen the leg, and bend. When you're ready, inhale those arms to your side. Exhale here. And then inhale, lengthen the leg, raise the arms up. Exhale, hinge back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Nice. Let the forearm come towards the knee. And now take that top arm up and start our shoulder workout. So let that arm drop down behind us and come in front of our faces. So we make big circles here. Nice. Perfect. Got to prepare us for all the baby holding we're going to be doing, right? And my baby's now, my oldest baby's 3, and he still likes being held. So taking care of our arms, our upper body, super important. All right, one more here. And then coming back up and letting the arms release, taking our feet back together. And we'll just do one last sequence to make our way to the ground. So back to the top of our mats. We'll inhale and come up. We'll exhale and rotate and open. Inhale, extend. Exhale, rotate and open. Inhale, length. Exhale, find those thighs. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. And do a few more rounds on your own, inhaling and exhaling to just work into that spine and hips. Nice. And then your last one, just round all the way up to standing. And go ahead and find yourself back towards the ground and have your pillow and blankets handy. We'll start seated on our pillow, kind of how we started class. Just getting a little lift here. And then they call this, I guess, fire logs. But what I want to do is just pick a foot up. See if you can grab your foot and kind of get that hip socket, almost like you're rocking a baby, right? And then if you could place it on top of your other leg so that they're parallel. And if it's sticking up a lot, that's where you kind of get your blankets involved to just make it more of a relaxing pose. And let that hip open. And then while we stretch out the hips a little bit, we'll just take one ear to one shoulder. And stretch out our opposite neck. And you can feel free to close your eyes. You know, we've returned the corner on this class. You made it. You made this happen. So now we can just take our last few, poses and make them count. All right, let's bring that head and neck up, lifting it, maybe reopening the eyes as we switch our legs out. But to switch, I want to just pick up that top leg and give it a little bit of a rock first. And then place it back down, and we'll try to get the other leg out from underneath us as we switch it up. So we can pick up the opposite leg, and just work into that hip joint. Nice, yeah, great flexibility. And when you're ready, gently place it on the opposite leg, right? So it just rests there. And then we'll dip our opposite ear to shoulder, so I don't have you guys walking out of here lopsided. Nice. And then we'll pick that head up. And we'll take our feet out from under us. And with our pillow, we're going to make a little bit of an incline here to lay on. If you're, Tamana, you're early on enough, you want to lay on your back, you totally can. If you want a little more of an incline, I would suggest just putting one of the steeper pillows. So you have just a base here, right? Yeah, maybe your dog will help. We'll see. We're going to keep the chair handy because I'd like us to put our feet on the chair, so or on a couch or something. But when you're ready, go ahead and start to come down onto your pillow stack, and then take those legs up on a chair or on a wall. And sometimes, hopefully you get lucky and the first time you lay down, you're like, oh, this feels good. But if for some reason it doesn't, then definitely just readjust those pillows and blankets until it does, because it's worth it. We're going to just be here for a few moments, not only letting, switching the reverse of gravity on our legs that really are our foundation, but also letting our whole body kind of melt into the ground. And here, if we want to come back to, baby and to breath, to our intention, to really let it flow through us, that feeling, what we wanted to create by showing up today. And really the hardest part is often just showing up. And you not only did that, but you rocked this class. You made it happen, and maybe now baby's thanking you in his or her own way. And even if not, know that this is one of the best things you can do for your baby and yourself. Even if you don't do every pose or you don't, it's okay. That's not what this is about. This is about carving time out to connect with our babies, with our breath, to prepare our bodies, and more importantly, to prepare our minds. Motherhood is one of the best gifts on earth, but it doesn't mean it's easy. So figuring out how you can refill so you can be your best now and in the future for your babes, and that's huge. So hopefully now your body's settling into this pose. Maybe your hands are, to your side if you want to continue with that great chest opener. Ah. Really inhaling in the peace, the love, the healing. You're welcome to stay here. If you do have lower back pain or if you want to try this, you can bring the soles of your feet to the ground about hip distance apart, and then let the knees come together. And that's going to open up the space in your lower back. If you don't have any lower back issues, or if that doesn't feel good and you just want to extend your feet out flat or even on a pillow, this is yogi's choice or yogini's choice. As we settle into our final resting pose, which if you're listening to the playlist is actually set to a ace of base, which is, I think, when you're doing a midday practice, to rest in a way that also is a little fun is great, because this day is just getting started. We'll be here just for a few minutes. Focus on you, focus on baby, focus on this moment that you created. It's not wrong that the mind wanders. The mind is this amazing thing. But this is where you get to practice pulling it back to the moment. And how do we do that? Through our breath. When you focus on the breath, it's super hard to focus on anything else. Unless you have a dog, right? Then it's focusing on the dog too, right? And then your mind just wanders and you bring it right back, right where you want to. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we know the beauty of our own true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing in this world. Welcome to relaxation.
And when you're ready, let your body know it's time to start moving. The fingers, the toes start. And maybe one last whole body stretch. Coming to your side. Taking a moment or two. And then pushing yourself back up. It's a nice seated position here. Oh. Nice. So let me go ahead and get our good namaste in here. So, hands to our hearts, just closing the eyes, remembering that you have everything you need, physically, mentally, to do anything you want. You've always had it. And I hope that this past hour has helped remind you that you have everything you need, and you're more than exactly what you're supposed to be. The mama, the soul, the woman that loves to dream, honors that same one in you. Namaste.
Thank you.